What's up everyone, this is Richard and Sam with Backcountry Live, and today we're talking about the top 5 things we like about our 2020 KTM Freeride E-XC, so stay tuned.
Alright, welcome back guys. So this is the KTM Freeride, like Richard mentioned. We're going to give you 5 things that we love about this bike, starting with number 5. 5 is the suspension. So the suspension is good. It handles the really rough stuff really well. It soaks it up. It's nice. It's predictable. Doesn't deflect. So it's a good suspension. Is it a great suspension? We could talk about all day about that because that's circumstantial. But as far as just a stock suspension, it's decent.
Okay, number 4 is you don't burn yourself. So if you fall over on this bike or you get on the bike, there's no risk of burning yourself. There's no hot pipe. Ow! That's hot.
Dude, you burn yourself?
Just touched it. I like that. I appreciate that.
No, that is something to think about. And number 3 is that it's a really cool concept. It's a totally different dirt bike out there. There's not much out there like it. It's pretty unique. There's only like 100 of them of the 2020s here in the United States. So we think it's pretty cool.
And I think as we move ahead in the future, we're going to see a lot more of this and a lot more bikes that are much better than this and fit different roles really well and frankly compete and maybe win standard bikes.
It could. It's a pretty impressive, you know, it's almost considered a prototype, but it's pretty good for a prototype.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bike for a prototype. So the second reason why we like this is it's quiet. So like this morning we got up, it was like 7:30 or 8, and my wife and one of my kids was still sleeping, hopped on this bike. We didn't wake the whole camp up, not a problem. If you're out hunting, not a problem. Your backyard, neighborhood, no one's gonna complain. It's quiet, and there's a lot of uses for a quiet bike.
Yeah, no noise pollution actually helps dirt biking, the sport. So that to me is a really cool thing.
That's big.
So now, number 1, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now number 1, the most cool thing about this bike is that it is really easy to ride. Anyone from a beginner that's never ridden a dirt bike, you set it on mode 1, barely open the throttle, it just puts along, there's no clutch, no noise, super easy to ride.
Yeah, so like having a bike just sitting around camp that anyone can hop on and ride and they feel really comfortable riding, it is such a good bike. Because when you hop on a big bike with a clutch, you know, if you don't really want to learn, there's a lot of people have bad experiences with a clutch bike. You know, their wife gets on and, you know, throws out the bike or pops up over and scares her or something like that, never wants to ride again. And so this bike, they can hop on, anyone can, whether or not they're great at riding a bike or not, and it's just, they can enjoy it. Like, it is such a good bike for that.
Yeah, and it's narrow, you know, has a shorter wheelbase, and it's also got a lower seat height, so it's not as intimidating as a full-size bike. But don't be mistaken, it does go fast, and it has good power.
Yeah.
So you can, if you're an advanced rider or ridden bikes for a long time, you still can have a lot of fun on it. Don't think that it is just because we say it's a beginner bike, but it's the reason is because of the different power modes, the 1, 2, and 3 power modes.
You can't do that on a gas bike, but since it's electric, you can do that. You can put it in 1. It's just such a docile bike.
Yeah, it's just
barely
totally
even goes, and it's like, you know, your kids can ride it, and it's. I mean, you had Milo riding it.
Yeah, my 9-year-old has been riding it.
Yeah, just no problem. I'm really excited about electric bikes and what it can do to bringing more people into the sport and getting them into dirt biking. I actually think it's going to open up the sport to more people as these become a little less expensive and more popular. So those are our top 5 reasons of why we like this bike. I want to ask you guys, did we get that wrong? Are we missing something, or do we have the order messed up? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to get your input and opinion on this bike. It's a cool bike, new prototype. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the coming years with the electric bikes. And we're just super happy that KTM built one. So I think it's awesome.
And before we close, just as a reminder, we're actually giving away this bike to one of you guys. All you need to do is head over to our website,
backcountry.mtnlife.com, and every $5 you spend on our website with gear and stuff, you get an entry to win this bike.
So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.